Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tis Hitters. My name's Kurt Conley. It is Monday morning and we're ready to rock out another week of the crypto space. I'm here with Mr. Nissen. How are you today, Rev?
Yeah, doing good, doing all right. I've got my dog with me here. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's having a good time.
Bella?
Yeah, Bella. Yeah, doing all right. The market's a bit, silent. You can feel the calm in the waters for the last week or so. It's actually really interesting.
I've actually really enjoyed the calmness, to be totally honest. It's been nice for me. I've had a bit of a break. It's been good.
Yeah, I definitely call this not a market exhaustion, more of a trader's exhaustion,
Mm.
because we're on 24/7. Crypto doesn't sleep, so yeah, a lot of traders are feeling it, especially because we haven't been conditioned to keep up with all this sort of stuff for the last 2.5 3 years. So
Hmm.
I think a month or two worth of craziness for the crypto traders. Barely sleeping, the wife taking off the slipper and going, "What's going on? Who are you talking to at night on the computer?" And he goes, "My crypto, my little gems
my,
of
my
altcoins."
all my internet friends, yes.
Yeah.
I think the breaks really nice as well, but usually there is a big break, or you tend to take time off before the big game. Like if it's like the grand final and it's basketball or football and there's a big game coming up, usually you have a week off before the big game. So I feel like the big game's about to play out, and I've really enjoyed the time off. I know that you did make a post in the community the other day about the calm seas, and a lot of people got talking like, "Oh, what does he mean by that?" And are we going up or why are we going
Yeah.
down? Like I think long term, we've been pretty open and transparent about our long term vision of what's going on. We don't look at the market minute by minute or even by 15-minute candles.
No,
We
definitely
have a
not.
much more zoomed out approach on here. So yeah, very interesting to see what plays out this week. And it's been nice for the market to be a little bit chill. And I do
Yeah.
notice that a lot of the channels have been a little bit chill, but I don't think that's going to stay like that for long.
No, definitely not. And like you mentioned, the 15-minute candles and stuff. We let the bots handle that because that's their section to do, and that's what they're meant to look at. We look at the macro perspective. We don't need to look at the shorter term or the micro perspective because you know what we've voiced our opinion since 2019. If COVID didn't happen in 2020, I guarantee you we'd be in a crazy bull market way earlier than what we have, and what we've experienced right now would have come much earlier. And we've also mentioned that. But yeah, it's definitely really cool to see, and it's good to see the breather. We call it the breather. The OGs will call it this is the market breathing and just solidifying itself, just relaxing. The traders have been exhausted. They're taking their little break, and hopefully they come back strong again and bullish and start smashing stuff apart and tearing new highs on all perspectives. Because you know what, the crypto space definitely deserves it. The world deserves it, and yeah, we deserve longer than 6 months.
We
If,
definitely
if we
do.
hold off for 3 years, I think we deserve more than 6 months. Just I'm speaking for everyone in crypto right now,
Yeah,
whether they agree with me or not. I'm just saying I wish you more than 6 months worth of
and
non-season.
for all the new members that are coming into the space, and especially the people that are coming into our community, there has been a major grind, a long road to get to where we are. So I really do echo what Rev says there. Like there's a lot of people that have been in the space way earlier, like 214, 215, but after this last expanded bear market, there's a lot of people that deserve some medals and some accolades and also some crazy returns, which we do believe are forecasted. So let's hope,
Definitely.
and this is on the horizon, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the break, but it ain't going to last long.
No.
Let's jump into Tis Hitters, episode 33. I can't believe we're at 33 already. We're going to do something a little bit different for 33. Spice it up a little bit, and we're going to add some other extras in there. But yeah, episode 33, we are here. As always, first thing we do before every Tis Hitter video is the disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. We are not investment experts. Please trade at your own. It is risky trading cryptocurrency. What we talk about on our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and these videos is just our perspective on what we believe is happening in the market. Let's jump into it, Mr. Nissen.
Let's do it.
The weekly hits. So episode 32, we talked about ICX. This was last Monday. There wasn't a Tis Hitters episode on Friday. The token was ICX. The sat value was 2,943 sats. The current sat value of ICX as it stands when we're filming this video is 3,407 sats, still up a 15.7% move from the entry. The high, if you did buy in around that entry and sold out around the high, you caught an absolutely great trade in that short time frame. 3,700 sats, 27.6% return. ICX always does perform. Hey, it has for years. When it has its breakouts, they're quite violent, and there's always a good move on the ICX.
100% does. We see it from back in the days. This thing used to go crazy. Something that just caught my eye really quickly. I was just on Cryptostat.
I noticed you were, I was just about to say, like, where were you just then? Like,
I was in another world.
Breaks over, Red.
I was in the future for a second. I was in the future. Okay, come back to reality.
Yeah, I actually thought you were checking out your hair, but I was just going to say you got a hat on, so you don't need to worry about your hair.
No. Harmony won. I don't know if people from 2019 remember, we had a trade on this, and it was at like 50 or 60 sats. It's at 317 sats right now, which is pretty much a 6x from where it is. And the dollar value would be astronomically crazy. Like, if you're talking 6x from a BTC perspective, and then Bitcoin was at about $4,000 when we spoke about this USD. We're talking like a 20, or what's that, 10, 15, almost a 15x plus a 6. So we're talking like over 100x right there.
Yeah. That would be good to pull that up. Like, maybe we could search that, Rev.
That would, yeah. I was just, what the hell happened there? How did we miss it? How did we miss it? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, ICX does tend to move, especially from back in the day. We used to see this thing just absolutely tear, and then it was very volatile anyway. But this was definitely a decent trade. 27.6% high since the entry. Current sat value at 15.77. I hope this shows people that we're consistent with everything that we're doing, and the consistency is important when you're a trader. So the things that we're looking for are consistent, and we're utilizing the same systems over and over, and we're sharing that with you. And I hope people are learning that sort of system to go through and what to look for. So we're using TIS. TIS pings it. We go and have a look. We use Cryptostat to look at a bit of a data. We look at the chart and all that sort of stuff, and what we talk about and what we're looking for. It's all in that TA training course that we put together as well. The simple TA training course. It's nothing crazy, but it's straight to the point, and you know, everything's highlighted. And I hope that people have utilized it, especially because people have the opportunity to get it now, the ones that have got TIS.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we have added some stuff into this TIS hitters here that we are going to go over a couple of things. But yes, that's a really good point. Everyone has now been sent their logins. There is a few hiccups with some people gave us the wrong mobile number, wrong email. We are following up with all of you guys. If you do have an issue, please go to support channel on Discord. We will follow up and get you all your logins. But it is a good point. A lot of people do ask, how do you use TIS? What we're doing on TIS hitters is basically showing you guys week in, week out. There's a 15 or 20% trade caught, sometimes 30, sometimes we catch two a week. Use the system, go back to the TIS trade chat channel, talk to everyone in there. There's a lot of activity there at the moment of people doing charting. What do you think of this? TIS pinged this twice, TIS did this. Use the system, that's all we're doing here. Let's go over to the starting capital, the rollover of what we've been doing since the 19th of January. This is the rolling fund, basically, and what we do, and we say this every week, is just like we capture on the weekly hits there, we take the high, we split it by 50%, and that's what we bank. So
yeah, and just
with 500.
Yeah, and just as apologies, that was one of my bots. Sorry, I don't know if that came through as a feedback.
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool. I just went ping. Maybe it will be on the video. So sorry guys if that took your ears off. I just want to butt in there. I did mention on the last TIS that we would have a BTC and a dollar one. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time. I need to run not too long from now as well. I haven't had the time to put it together. I do have a meeting after this. So, but yeah, this is.
We will add it in. We will add it in.
Yeah, but this is a great example to show how powerful compounding is. I mean, have a look at that, Kurt. 173.8% in 2 months. You know, that's...
and that's us taking 50%.
Yep.
Like you could take 75, 80, like 60, like just 50% of, like if you took a look at the first one, $500 on bot, which was bounce, it did 110%, but we're only banking 55 just to keep this realistic.
I remember someone in TIS trade chat when we were at 130% here, the ROE, they mentioned they were at like 180 or 200% because they were taking, they were running tight stop losses on the runs up. So we're just running on a 50% here of the high. It's you could be making a lot more than this, to be honest.
Definitely. definitely. We're gonna keep just doing the 50%, and we'll just keep adding it on. But it's very common, and we know through direct messages and people telling us that they've been taking the trades, they're following the same stuff, and some people at 360, some people 240. Like there's some good returns coming through. Yeah, they only started with 500, but their accounts up 250% just from following the system. So use the TIS system, follow along. Open the videos, watch the videos, do the training course. It'll all pay off. Let's jump into the first TIS hitters. Oh, before I do that, last one. Go back quickly, Rev. The last one was $1,203. ICX, 13.8%. We're at $1,369, 173%. Apologies for messing you up there, Rev.
All good. I don't know why it kept going that way.
Hopefully that's the way the market's going, to the right. Today's TIS hit, the first one is Wabi. Current CMC ranking is 664. USD price is 35 cents, and it's currently at 610 Satoshis. The setup, it's the cup and handle playing out on the 4-hour, and Wabi is testing support. Now, I do want to quickly go over to a cup and handle example. And the reason why we're showing you this is in the training module. Training module 6 goes over this. So this is what we're trying to say is go watch the training modules, come watch TIS trades come through on the notifications, chart them up based on the training that you're learning in the training modules, watch TIS hitters, make some decisions. Rev, did you just quickly want to go over this chart before we actually jump into the TA?
Yeah, so pretty much a cup and handle formation here. You've got the horizontal resistance, which is achieved here in this pivot high. And then we have a little wick here, pivot high as well, matching that. But we really want to be using the cluster of the cup. And then we've got the handle, which should consist of about 30% of the total of the cup, like the depth of it. It could go up to 50%, sometimes a little bit wick under, that's okay. But the less this goes down, the stronger this move up should be. But it's not always concrete. It's just what we see as a thing, as a recurring pattern. Although I have seen some go to 50%, wick under 50%, and then don't close the body, and then just absolutely rock it out. And there's your handle there. Once we break out, we usually have a test back to that prior resistance once we've broken out of it, and we flip it to support. So we have here breakout, retest, flipping resistance to support with increased buy pressure resulting in a volatile price action zone. So that position right there would be where you'd want to be getting in, especially when it retests if you missed a breakout. So this is pretty much what we're looking at right now from a YB perspective.
We did talk about the cup and handle when Unifier was breaking, and we did show that it did do that on the USD pair, I'm pretty sure. So you can always go back and have...
Yeah, it did it on the USD pair very early.
Yes.
It started doing it on a BTC pair. Everyone was like, nah, that's too long of a cup and handle.
Right.
Believe it or not, I've seen cup and handle formations take a year long to kick in. And on the Unify side of things, I'm still holding that to be true, because this is going to be... Unify is really one of those things where you can see the volumes dropped off and nobody really wants to sell it. There's only a few sellers, little sellers here and there, and then people getting fed up. Now, we had this happen. I know we said we were going to make this 15 minutes. It's already 14 minutes, and we haven't even got into the first trade. But we saw this happen. It's because we want to pour out our knowledge, right? That's all it is at the end of the day. But we saw this happen with Neo. I remember selling my Neo, a big, crazy bag of ant shares, before I even mentioned it publicly at 10 cents. I sold a whole lot of it. And probably about 2-3 months later, here I was buying it a lot higher and getting a lot less because I was one of those traders that was frustrated. I sold it and said, this thing isn't doing anything. Everything else is moving. I moved my money across. But you know what? If I had just stayed in that position, it would have been majorly life-changing for myself. I would have been able to hit a lot of goals personally in changing other people's lives and the things that I want to achieve as a person. I could have done that with ant shares alone. But yeah, those lessons are there to be learned. So for me personally, I'm not selling any Unify. I sold some, and I'm devastated that I had to sell some for a family issue. But I did make that public. That was probably, 2 months ago now. So for me, it's always like you need to work out where you're at. For me, this is a long-term hold. This is probably the biggest long-term hold that I have. Yeah.
And I want to echo something here while you're just pulling up CryptoStat Rev. We do see people saying, oh, I'm down 10%, I'm down 15% or 20% on my account. Crypto will take you there. Crypto will take you underwater. You need to have a snorkel handy so you can breathe your way through it. Okay. It's not unusual to see certain tokens have these big pullbacks. Unify hitting up at $40, down to 28, 27. It's not unusual. But if you can, and some people will say, oh, I should have got out, I should have done this. But there's a great example, Rev selling out at 10 cents on Ant shares and then buying back in at like 80, 90 before we made it public. So like just always remember that, crypto is not like the traditional markets where things are fluctuating 1 or 2%. These things swing hard. Okay. So it is a roller coaster. We always talk about it's a journey, it's a long road ahead. But if you can play out some of these longer term trades, I'm not saying do that with every trade, it'd be silly if you're trying to day trade and you're like going underwater all the time, but some of these longer trades, they will pay off. And that's what we talk about cement hands all the time, concrete hands, the Neo trade that Rev's talking about, I pretty much held it from $1 to $1.98 and it paid off. Doesn't mean I made every trade like that. It doesn't mean I've made really successful trades all the time like that. But one thing that we do talk about is some of these ones, Vault tokens we talk about a lot, long-term holds.
Yeah. Perfect example is Beam, just before we move on. Beam right now, right? Everyone was like on the road to 1 million. Everyone got out at 96, 97 cents. Guess what I did? Believe it or not, Kurt. I don't think I've even told. I bought it at 97 cents.
I know that we had the conversation. Yeah, I can tell you that I'm still holding Beam.
Because it was at a breakout point. I think it's $1.20 now. Yeah, so
I seen $1.40 this morning.
Oh, when we talk about our Vault coins, we talk about it in a way that we're serious, that we truly believe in these things, and if we truly believe, we're going to have them right at the end of the day. So people were selling, we were buying.
Yeah, we have conviction with these as well. We don't hide away from any of these. We talk about Vault coins all the time. People ask us about it. We share our information. So like we have skin in the game with these, and some of them we have some serious skin in the game. So believe it when we say we're holding Vault tokens, regardless what the market's doing. Sorry to hijack all that. I know we've got stuff to do. You've got to be somewhere. I've got 100 things to do. Let's go. Let's talk. Let's do it.
I've got about less than 10 minutes. So
let's go.
Wabi. Here we go. So beautiful example to look at Wabi for a second right now. It has the same circulating supply as Beam does, 100 mil total, 59 circulating, just a little bit less than Beam. It's worth 35 cents. What do you think? It's 4 times less, or maybe even almost 4.5 times less than what Beam is worth. What do you think this thing is going to do?
She's going up.
Just think about that, right? And the last all-time high date was in the peak of the 2017-2018 alt run on January 10th, 2018. It was at $5.31. So it's 93% down from a dollar perspective and 98% down from a SAT perspective. Its SAT value is at 34,000 SAT. It's currently at 615. So, there's big room for improvement for this and big room for it to move. So it should be very interesting. I just wanted to point that out with the circulating supply of it. I'm not sure fundamentally what it does anymore. I haven't paid attention to this thing. So let's look at the actual trade. So we're looking at a potential cup and handle on the 4 hourly. That's why we showed you guys the example. There's our cup and handle. There's our cup, right? A pivot point up the top, another pivot point to meet it, the horizontal line across there. We have actually we have a body and a wick to confirm it. We've come down about 50% there. You can see the wick, as I mentioned before. If we measure it, it'll probably almost be 71%. So what's the high of this one? 200. I'll do it in reverse. It might be 42% to the body, 47% to the wick. So that's, to me, is still a cup and handle formation. And we're pushing out. Now we've pushed out, broken out, and we've come back to test it. So we have this horizontal line here, which sits there, and we're sitting on it. So we're flipping that prior resistance to support here. So this is where we expect the price action. Now, most traders that trade off this and most traders that are consistent with what they do are looking at this chart going, okay, this is what I'm seeing. So we're following that suit. We're saying that we're going to follow the trader who looks for a good trade. Now, when we were looking at it, it was at 610 sats. It's currently at 624. It's probably about, half an hour ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So let's bring up a 15-minute chart really quickly, actually, just so we can confirm that the last 2 candles. Yeah, there it is. So 611, 610. So in that range there. and it's currently at 624. It peaked out to 629. So very interesting that it is moving. Maybe people are paying attention to that at the moment. But yeah, this is something to watch out for, and this is what we're looking at this trade for from this perspective. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is on Wabi from my end.
Perfect. Okay, so the next trade that we're talking about, and I want to stress this is an eyes-on trade, okay? We're talking about Durgo. It's recently listed on Binance. The current CMC ranking is 301. Dollar price is $19.37. Current sat value is 33,500 sats. It is not a buy here. I want to stress that. This is why we're calling it a TIS watch trade. We used to do this in the earlier days, and we believe that if this can get down to where we think it's going to go, it is a good buy opportunity. Okay, so Durgo is now in a downtrend in the resistance channel, and it's a potential buy zone around that 17,000, 21,000 sat range. Will it get down all that way? Who knows? But that's what we're aiming for. So this is what we're setting out entries around this area. 327 BTC buy volume, does have one buy notification. Now, once again, we're going to quickly, before we jump over to the TA, we're going to quickly just show you an example. This is a chart that we've pulled from one of our training modules. Once again, please go check out training module 2. You can watch the video, come back, watch what we're talking about here, look at the TA that Rev's doing, and it will start to make sense with you. Okay, so downtrend, resistance channel, we can see the 3 pivot highs, and we're looking for a drop similar to what we see in this image. You see the 3 pivot highs, end of the red line, you see a drop, that's where we're looking for our entry.
Yeah, and we never meet the line here too.
Correct, yeah, it never touches.
Yeah, on the after the third attempt, it just never goes back there.
Correct, yeah, it failed. So go, please have watch the videos, understand it. You've got to get educated with these. Remember, the videos are really short. Rev and I, built these things out. They were really long, and then we're like, can't do this. Let's chop, 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 chop. So we made them real snappy, so you can go quickly back and watch these things all the time. It'll start to sink in. Let's pull up some TA Rev. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, let's have a look at the data really quickly. So we have bias change increasing, but it's not really a weighted. It's not really giving us the same sort of look from a price change and a volume change. You can see 48% negative on the volume in the last 24 hours, negative 48 that is, and negative 16% in price movement as well from a SAT perspective in the last 24 hours. So the data is showing us that what we're looking at is definitely playing out true. So what we want to look at here is this downtrending resistance channel that we have play out. So if we grab a horizontal one and we throw this across, we just put it there, you can see we have 1 pivot, 2 pivot, 3 pivot, and this one's not touching. This one almost touched it. If this had touched, this would be brutal right now. We'd be in that range already, because the traders that are looking for these things are looking that we didn't. They're like, okay, we can confirm we haven't touched, so maybe it won't be as sharp. But you can see here now we have touched. We've gone to push. We have less of closure, less convergence than we did here on the wicks, and I think there's a sharp move down. Our potential entry is sitting at 17,000 to 21,000. Anywhere in this zone is a buy zone. Anywhere. This is a potential buy right there, because, and don't miss it. I'm gonna say that. I'm literally gonna do not miss that entry.
Bounce.
Get something. Get something right there if we go there, because if we do go there, you have a chance. I don't know if people recall, but I shared a screenshot between myself and Newkirk. They go at $9.30. Should have been a buy for us, and we missed it.
It was, we were talking about it for sure, and we were too busy doing other things. And this is that same old thing, like, oh yeah, I'll get round to it. Like, we literally, the time that we were having the conversation, could have quickly opened the Binance account, set the limit order, and we could have just gone for it, but we didn't. So just trying to educate people in these videos, telling you guys that we've got TA courses to help you guys get through this content. Look at these so you can start making decisions on your own. And there already is people sending us messages saying, hey, I watched this and I didn't realize that this is how you do the XYZ, and I caught a TIS trade. So it's already starting to play out. So definitely this looks like a good future trade. Once again, we're not buying it here.
No, not buying here. Just want to solidify that and make sure of that you guys understand. We are looking for a potential entry between 17,000 and 21,000 sats for Durgo BTC.
Yep. Last thing we want to do for this TIS Hitters is to just quickly bring everyone up to speed with the competitions that we ran last couple of days, last week. Sorry, there's a bit of it. You might want to drop my video there, Rev.
That's all good.
But there was a couple of competitions. So there was the one where we asked people to nominate their favorite token. Well over 1,000 people dropped their comments in there. They were the winners. Craig Franklin with XBS, Jesse Boxwell with ETH, and John Bertree Smith with Unifier. They will be getting their tokens sent out either today or tomorrow. Congratulations on them. They also got 6-month VIP memberships. I do believe 1 or 2 of them had their memberships. They actually did reach out to me, Rev, and said, could we gift our membership to someone else that doesn't have a membership? I think it's beautiful. I can't believe that people actually are quite selfless like that.
Yeah.
Instead of that saying, can you just tack it onto my membership? They already want to give it away. Like it's just unbelievable.
That's incredible because that's
yeah.
$1,000 worth of value.
That's
$999.
Exactly.
And someone's just like, you know what? Here.
Yeah. Craig Franklin, I'm going to call you out in this, Craig. Straight away, the first thing he said to me is, hey, listen, I already have a VIP membership. I'm already using it. I'd rather get someone else that doesn't have a membership and get them into here. So, like, hats off to him. I feel like giving him...
Gives me goosebumps.
To say it.
I've got goosebumps. It's so amazing, man.
It's so cool. You don't see this in other groups. You don't see this in other environments. I just love seeing that stuff. The other winners was the second competition. Was the drop a comment and some feedback on the post that I made. Michael Hewitt, Daja Vidic, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, and Hashli Vass. You guys have all been contacted. Everyone's been contacted. We're getting everyone set up in the system. You guys want a 6-month membership. Really stoked to get those out. There will be plenty more competitions coming out. There's lots of stuff coming out. We've got new information coming on board. We've got new people that we've employed and brought them on board this in the last week. They're all coming on up to speed with everything. Lots happening.
We've got a crazy 3-4 months ahead of us.
We got crazy 3 months. Yeah, please.
So if you don't see us,
please bear with us.
If you don't see us in Discord and chatting, please keep the conversation going with one another and help one another because we're going to be so focused, sharply focused on what we're building. And I promise, I can wholeheartedly say this: what we're bringing and what we're building should be so well. If we can achieve it, I know we can. It's going to be literally insanely.
It'll be cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
From a trading perspective. Wow. Yeah.
It'll be something I'm very proud of. Also, we're doing our best as well to be in the community as much as we can to talk to you about potential trades. We do TIS hitters for you guys every week to the best of our ability, Mondays and Fridays. For all the new members that are watching this for the first time, you can definitely join us over in the community. There's links below. You can check us out. Please head over to our Facebook page. Come check us out. There's like 150 people, 200 people joining the Facebook page every week. Let's hope that the market is about to make a turn. I'm Kurt Conley. This is TIS Hitters. Thanks for joining. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye for now.
Cheers, Kurt. Take care, guys. Peace out.